Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Please subscribe, guys. It really does help with that YouTube algorithm, and a thumbs up never hurts as well. So we've been talking about Bitcoin a lot on this channel recently, namely because Bitcoin is in this position right now where everybody in the crypto space has their eyes on it. So Bitcoin just yesterday reached a top almost $63,000. Okay, so that's getting very, very close to its all-time high. Of course, we know Bitcoin's all-time high was just shy of $65,000. So I've got Bitcoin here on the hourly, and this is what happened yesterday. So we saw it go up right up here, okay, almost making that new high within a couple $1,000s. And then we just kind of saw it meander back down below 60,000. So it made a localized low here of about 58.9. Then came bouncing right back up. Right now trading 61,400, give or take. Of course, this is the hourly, so this is the micro movements that we're seeing. It is still looking very, very robust. Throwing Bitcoin over here on the daily and throwing a Fibonacci on here, you guys can see Bitcoin still just kind of trading sideways in no man's land here between the 0.786 and the 1, right at the top of the Fibonacci extension. Of course, the 1, the top, this is really what we have to break through now for that Bitcoin rally to continue. It'll be one of the last phases of this, or rather theoretically, one of the last phases of this cryptocurrency cycle. Some are suggesting Bitcoin could go anywhere between, 70,000 and 85,000. Others are suggesting that Bitcoin could reach 6 digits, $100,000 and beyond. And I mean, there are different arguments to suggest different points of view. I'm sure if you guys watch the Blockchain Backer, you're probably of the opinion that Bitcoin is not really going to reach $100,000. However, there are others who are suggesting that, this is just a blip, another blip on a prolonged bull market, and what we are going to see moving forward are more 50%, more conservative crashes. It's funny to call a 50% crash a conservative crash, but in the crypto space, 50%, that's mild compared to what we see in the midst of a bear market. So we see upwards of 85, 90, 95% corrections in the bear market. So a 50, 55% correction before moving our way back up, perhaps, making new highs, 6 digits and beyond. This certainly is a possibility. I've talked about this in former videos. I'll see if I can find one, and if I can, I'll link one up here in the top right-hand corner. So right now, we're just kind of eyeing Bitcoin, right? Of course, altcoins will react once we get a verdict from Bitcoin. And Mark Cuban was at odds with some Bitcoin maxis the other day. Apparently, he did a podcast or something. This is a tweet thread responding to Anthony Pompliano's diatribe, I guess, about Bitcoin. I didn't bother reading the tweet thread. That was less interesting to me than this. Mark Cuban pointing this out. So true. Bitcoin does embody the American ethos of today. Scream at everyone that doesn't agree with you and why you are right about what you think is important. Mark Cuban, you have hit the nail on the head, my friend. Whether you like him or hate him, Mark Cuban does have a point here. Bitcoin maxis do tend to do that. Any other project, no, no, no. Bitcoin, yes, yes, yes. And they'll scream their opinions at you because that's, how they convey their emotions. Mark Cuban here calling them out, though. I just thought this was funny, so I thought I'd share. I'm going to keep going, though, guys. Attack XRP here, posting this from Mike Novogratz. So Mike Novogratz claims that the SEC lawsuit hasn't affected XRP price one bit. This from you today. So Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz has shared some observations about the performance of XRP in his recent tweet, pointing to the fact that its price has managed to triple since the SEC sued Ripple. And here's the tweet. The value of XRP has actually almost tripled since the SEC's actions. It hasn't plummeted. It's a testament to the fact that once communities are formed with shared interest, they are damn resilient. And so I've discussed this idea too of XRP still actually performing quite well. Now, I know XRP is not going up at the rate of Bitcoin at this moment in time, but I do think that is just simply part of the fact that XRP is an altcoin similar to the rest of the coins in the market. Nevertheless, when we look at XRP, right, even despite the lawsuit, guys, and despite this price correction down here, this was the lawsuit time. Okay, I got XRP on the daily, and this was that dump after the lawsuit came right down in and around here, under 20 cents, then rebounded up. But despite that, even despite that, we are still uptrending XRP, okay? We are still seeing a trend line upward. We are still seeing these higher lows. Okay, even this was a higher low, higher low, higher low, and of course higher highs, higher highs, higher highs since March of 2020. So I'm on the same page with Mike Novogratz here. Novogratz, who has been very critical of XRP in the past, believes that this highlights how resilient cryptocurrency communities can be. So that's kind of a compliment to the XRP community. While XRP initially plunged over 60% following the lawsuit, it did manage to rebound quickly as Ripple embraced the fight. And now we're seeing other companies being sued by the SEC as well, namely Coinbase, a handful of others. This is bigger than just Ripple and XRP, and I think that we all, at least us in the XRP community, we know that now. At first, we felt singled out, and we felt like this is targeting Ripple specifically. But I truly do think that this is bigger than that. And, Ripple was just the scapegoat, I think, for the entire industry. Some are suggesting to push Bitcoin and Ethereum agendas into the mainstream, and for those to be the regulated ones, while stifling all other crypto innovation. Nevertheless, this has not hurt Ripple. So this one from Stephan Hubert here, Ripple is currently looking for around 100 new employees. You're going to have to try a little harder, Gary Gensler, if you want to make it with Ethereum too. So this is just a list here: business development, communications, all these different areas of expertise where Ripple is looking for potential employees. In San Francisco, we got some in New York here. I believe there's one in the United Kingdom. They need a customer success senior manager in China. So Ripple obviously looking to really expand. They have expanded, of course, 90%. The other day I read that statistic that over 90, it was from Craig DeWitt, over 90% of Ripple's business is overseas, and that has indeed been growing. We got Brazil down here, India, of course, all these different geographical regions around the world who where there is a need for a Ripple specialist, a Ripple employee who specializes in something. So this definitely has not stifled innovation over there at Ripple. These guys are still conducting business, and to, Mike Novogratz's point here, if we want to look objectively at this chart, higher lows, higher highs, that just suggests to me an uptrend for this particular cryptocurrency. I know XRP has not reached and surpassed its all-time high, but that, sometimes just does not happen. Just the other day, I was talking about other altcoins that have not yet reached their all-time high, Bitcoin Cash being one of those. And if I just quickly throw Fibonacci on there, you guys can see we're under the 0.236 for Bitcoin Cash. IOTA is another one of those that I mentioned in that video from the other day. It's also under the 0.236. And so comparing that with XRP, we are at least past the 0.236. So some could argue that XRP, although, despite the fact that we are in a lawsuit right now, it has actually outperformed cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin Cash and IOTA. So all things to be paying attention to, guys. I also wanted to mention this. Bank for International Settlements tweeted this out the other day. This is starting tomorrow, which is today, Monday, October 18th. Check out the great lineup of speakers at DC Fintech Week 2021, which we are co-hosting this year, guys. Check out this lineup. A lot of the heavy hitters who are looking to transform this financial system. Augustin Karstens here, Kristalina Gorgieva, many others. We've got Gary Gensler, even from the SEC down here, and even on the fintech side, Joe Lubin, co-founder and CEO of ConsenSys. We got Dan Schulman down here, president, CEO of PayPal, along with the first deputy governor of the Central Bank of Sweden, Cecilia Skingsley. Caitlin Long down here, former Ripple employee. And of course, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. This is going to be interesting. Gary Gensler on the one hand, along with Joe Lubin and Brad Garlinghouse. Could make for an awkward panel. Anyway, got to keep going, guys. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. BITRUE is launching the Flare Finance XFi airdrop, and this is coming up November 5th. So if you guys are into the airdrops and need somewhere to custody this, of course, exchange is not necessarily the safest place to custody, but in some cases, especially for these airdrops, you may not have too much choice. I do have a BitTrue affiliate link in the description of every video that I do. You can use my affiliate link if you guys want to sign up for a BitTrue. You don't have to, though, if you don't want to. I just thought I'd bring this to your attention because this does have to do with the XRP community. Of course, holding XRP has given us many opportunities like Flare, the Spark token, which is still coming up. We're also custodying SGB tokens that some of us are delegating right now. So just another update on that. Michael at Val5 Links bringing this to our attention with regards to Flare. So this also has to do with the XFi project, just to give you guys a little bit more information on that. Flare Finance, a decentralized financial ecosystem built on the Flare network, has announced that the experimental finance XFi platform is now launched on the Songbird network. Notably, the Songbird platform is the Canary network, as we all know. Similar similar to the Polkadot and Kusama networks. Basically, developers now have a chance to test their systems on Songbird before launching on the main network, thereby avoiding bugs and other system errors. Users participating on the XFi platform can look forward to a whole lot of rewards that are being offered by Flare Finance. 1 million YFLR has been allocated as rewards for the participants. A 650,000 DFLR reward pool has been set aside for yield farming participants, whereas 350,000 DFLR will go towards stablecoins and loan participants, the company noted in a press release. So the incentive program is meant to attract more users to the network, thereby ensuring sustainable development in the future. Moreover, the company added that the distribution rewards will be spread across 63 days to ensure a consistent test period. Nevertheless, the ecosystem's users will have to swap DFLR and YFLR tokens once the network goes live. Notably, the Flare network will airdrop DFLR tokens to Flare token holders, who will also have to swap them for YFLR in the next 1 month. So this just goes on down here, talks a little bit more about Songbird and what that's all about. Guys, I'll link this article in the description if you're interested. And I also know Stephan has a lot of updated information on a lot of these airdrops for the XRP community. He's the one who creates those great infographics that we can follow along with when we're looking to delegate SGB. That was one of the more recent ones he's done. He's also done some great ones with regards to which exchanges are participating in some of these airdrops. So I do suggest you follow Stephan there on Twitter. I'll throw his handle up on the screen here just so you guys have another resource for that. I gotta say, guys, my cold is getting a lot better. Thank you so much. I know some of you guys in the comments, I was getting an outpouring of support to get well soon. I'm hoping I sound better today. I feel a lot better today than I did over the last 2 or 3 days. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for your support as well on that. I want to keep going though, guys. I got to this page. I wanted to save this tweet, and the author here deleted it from Twitter. Now, I did some more research, and it was originally tweeted out by Stephan Hubert. And before you guys say, well, why are you going to report on a deleted tweet? Obviously, he deleted it because he did not think it was correct. I found something interesting despite this fact, and here is the tweet with regards to his deleted tweet. I deleted the previous tweet because I'm not sure if it's not coincidentally 2 different guys with the same name. This has to do with a guy named Jeffrey T. Scott. So he tweeted out that Jeffrey T. Scott, or Jeffrey Scott Ward, had a connection to the Ethereum Alliance, but was also a lawyer that wrote some reports for the SEC. So I did a little bit of research myself, and this was the guy, Jeff Scott Ward here. And, as it turns out, it does not look like this was the same guy. So I think it was good that he did delete this tweet, because this was not, an accurate depiction of what he was trying to convey. However, going down here in Stephan's Twitter feed, what I did find interesting, because there is still something very interesting about this connection. This guy, Jeff Scott, the first Jeff Scott, the lawyer, he apparently worked for ConsenSys until just before the Hinman speech, and then joined Sullivan and Cromwell LLP to write reports for the SEC over crypto regulation. And then he links to this here. So this tweet, Stephan Hubert obviously kept up on his Twitter feed, and this was just back from September of 2020. Security and Commodities Regulation, SEC Enforcement Priorities and Trends. In this article, the author discusses the priority of the SEC's Division of Enforcement and Enforcement Trends as reflected by the types of volume and enforcement actions brought by the division during the SEC's last 2 fiscal years. The author also offers practice pointers on the handling of SEC enforcement investigations in light of the SEC's priorities. Typed up here by Jeffrey T. Scott. Down here you guys can see Jeffrey T. Scott is a partner in the litigation group of Sullivan and Cromwell LLP. So this looks like a document just kind of outlining how the SEC brings about enforcement. It's interesting because I take a look at this, and it's a 2-pager here that starts on page 189. So I was a little confused about this, and the second page here does not seem to relate to the first page whatsoever. And I figured that out just by reading this last paragraph here. In a speech given shortly after his confirmation, Chairman Jay Clayton announced a number of principles that would guide his chairmanship. He stated that one of his guiding principles was the protection of the Main Street investor. So really looking out for us XRP hodlers, right? He remarked, how does the SEC assess whether we are being true to the SEC's 3-part mission? The answer, the long-term interests of the Main Street investor. Or as I say when I walk the halls of the agency, how does what we propose do to affect and then it just cuts off right there. So this is kind of confusing a little bit. Nevertheless, we do get some insight as to who Jeff T. Scott is, that lawyer. Now let me just go up here. In March 2021, he also wrote a report for the SEC on the Ripple litigation, concluding that the SEC will continue to take action against coins that have characteristics of securities. So that would be this one here. From March 2021, Securities Enforcement and Litigation Update. Again, another document here from Sullivan and Cromwell discussing how Jay Clayton stepped down and how Gary Gensler was at that time looking to be the guy to be appointed. I believe he was appointed a few days later here. So is this a conflict of interest? I mean, you know, even though Stephan Hubert originally deleted this tweet, and this guy here, who also looks like he is connected to Ethereum, Jeff Scott Ward, isn't the guy that he originally assumed was this Jeff Ward. Well, we also have to make this connection, guys. Joseph Lubin. We all know who he is. He's founded and co-founded several companies, including the Swiss-based ETHSwiss, contributing heavily to Ethereum, the decentralized cryptocurrency platform. We all know Joseph Lubin is also the founder of ConsenSys, a Brooklyn-based software production studio. Well, let's take a look at Sullivan Cromwell real quickly here, guys, and just doing a quick Google search here. Sullivan and Cromwell was also the law firm that Jay Clayton was a long-time partner of, where he notably co-engineered the Alibaba IPO in 2014. So we knew about this connection with Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett, with the William Hinman thing. We know about the Joseph Lubin ConsenSys connection and how that's all connected to Ethereum. But now, Sullivan and Cromwell, of course, doing more research, we are now finding out that there is even more dirty laundry that it looks like the SEC is trying to hide. Even just doing a quick Google search here, we can see that Sullivan and Cromwell did advise ConsenSys in acquiring Quorum Enterprise blockchain platform from JP Morgan, so a separate legal issue altogether. However, these guys, Sullivan and Cromwell and ConsenSys, look like they are thick as thieves. So Jeffrey T. Scott here, a lawyer at Sullivan Cromwell, and even though it is not the same Jeff Ward that Stephan Hubert originally thought it was, it still does look like a conflict of interest to me. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.